marked several key areas that need special attention.
How considerate. Thank you. Why is he still dealing with the routine tasks of the security force? He should have rested and recuperated at home as prescribed.
Resting at home could do nothing but make me more sick. The best treatment is to keep working, so said Mr. Lucius.
He's so stubborn. You and Roy could help support him, but don't overdo yourselves.
Okay, I'll make proper arrangements. I'll take my leave then.
It's been a while, Lynn. Do you have good news for me?
I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. The loss of contact was caused by the Gray Space Entity attack on Outpost 10. It'll take some time to restore communications between the two places. Archon Larson is already working on it. He sent us here to take a look, as he was very concerned about the situation of Inners. How is it?
Things aren't going well. Gray Space entities have launched attacks on many of our important facilities recently, and we are wading through the aftermath. The Gray Space entities in the tunnel have been temporarily suppressed. The communication system and long-range space rifts are under repair. As for the other things, I still haven't received the relevant reports.
Until the communication device and space rift are fixed, we'll be temporarily stationed in Inners to help deal with matters related to Gray Space entities. This is the Executor and Shirley from Asperia. Hopefully we can share the burden on your shoulders as your reinforcements.
Miroria is a long way from Inners. Thank you, everyone. Please rest for a while.
I don't need to rest. Reminisce with me.
How have you been? It's always about work with you. You should come see me more in your free time, too.
Later. I'll stop by if I have time.
Then it's settled? Remember to bring Ruby with you. I want to give my birthday present to her myself, even though it will be a little late. There's a lot we have to do to ensure that the children have a carefree childhood.
Right.
Is there something you wanted to say?
Shirley, please put up a temporary barrier to block communications.
Mia is currently executing food preparation sequence. Please wait. Mia is currently executing food preparation sequence. Please wait. Mia is currently executing food preparation sequence. Please
Rubilia has awakened.
Rubilia? Is she still well?
It's hard to explain briefly, but she is still under the influence of the Gray Space entity. She told us that a type of Gray Space entity called the Hive Mother is watching Inners closely. Perhaps the Gray Space entities that are active in Inners are related to this.
Is the Hive Mother the chief of the Gray Space entities?
We don't have more accurate information on this for the time being. Fiona, maybe you've also noticed it was no accident that Inners had lost contact with Meroria this time.
Avoiding the well-defended Meroria and Inners, the Gray Space entities intentionally attacked our weak spot to efficiently cut off the connection between the two cities and prevent them from supporting each other.
Perhaps this situation is what the Hive Mother wants. After all, Inners would become an isolated island after its requests for reinforcements from Meroria were cut off. Other than the Hive Mother, there's one more thing you need to be wary of, Fiona. When we investigated Outpost 10, we discovered a parasitic type of Gray Space entity. We're calling them Disguisers for now. Disguisers have the ability to parasitize humans, making its host a puppet under control. And it's difficult for us to identify hosts with our current technology. They look the same as ordinary people.
That means everyone in Inners could be the eyes and ears of the Gray Space entities.
I'll keep my guard up against all personnel of Inners. Even you.
You truly haven't changed. I understand. This intel confirms some of my previous suspicions. According to the feedback from the Mook Squad, there have been changes in the behavioral patterns of some Gray Space entities. Their operations have become more purposeful, and they seem to be deliberately misleading us.
Are those creatures misleading us to disguise their true motives?
I arranged for the Mook Squad to go to the tunnel as reinforcements this time because...
Madam Fiona, Madam Lin, I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation. There's an emergency. Ms. Shiro sent a reply a few minutes ago, saying that her hydrological detection device captured abnormal information again. But the communication between Inners and Ms. Shiro was soon interrupted. We also noticed that the signals of gray space entities are getting stronger in her vicinity.
Leave this to me.
Please go to Shiro and provide support. Improve the security level of the nearby waters and remind the residents not to approach dangerous areas. I'll leave this to you, Roy.
Understood. Miss Lin, inners might be inhabited by those parasitic gray space entities as well. Would Archon Fiona be in danger if we all go to support Miss Shiro?
Don't worry. She's not as easy to get along with as she looks. Let's focus on reinforcing the Mook Squad first. It looks like the gray space entities hiding in inners haven't done too much yet. That could just be the calm before the storm, though.
Hopefully we won't be too late to help.
We're getting close now. Be on your guard.
There's an abnormally strong spatial fluctuation ahead.
The darkness here is just like what was discovered before. Looks like we're at the right place.
You are...
Hi everyone! We're messengers from Domain 9. I'm Lan, and he is Conrel.
Domain 9? What's that? Was there such a place on Ida? My database has no relevant information.
Ms. Shiro, maybe you know something?
Oh, then you are aliens.
Where are we?
Vera is under the jurisdiction of Hykros' District 7, the Domain 9 you mentioned.
We're from an area where time and space are sealed off. The outside world can't verify our existence due to the time-space barrier. We followed the abyss current opened by the darkness here and met your group. But it looks like this place is also plagued by darkness.
The darkness? Are you referring to this group of gray space entities?
Gray space entities. Sounds like a tongue twister. Those guys are a lot of trouble for us, too.
Why are the gray space entities going to the closed-off Domain 9?
How should I address you, miss?
I'm Lin.
Miss Lin, we've come to convey important information about this. But this place seems to be...
Please, wait. Executor, Miss Shirley, please follow me.
Miss Lin, are you worried about the two visitors from Domain 9?
Our understanding of Domain 9 is limited to Ms. Lan's brief introduction just now. This alone isn't enough to make a decision. But it seems like they have a lot of information that we don't know, which might be related to the gray space entities on the island. We'll return to Inners first. During this time, I hope you can also investigate the waters around Inners. The number of gray space entities we just witnessed far exceeds my expectations. Where do they come from? We still have no clue about this.
Maybe gray space entities are constantly entering Inners from another spatial rift around here.
That's entirely possible. Either way, we must not ignore these potential risks.
Leave this to Shirley and me.
Yeah.
Let's go now so we don't waste any time. Conroe, what about you?
Although the Abyss current has calmed down, the darkness may still be attracted. I'll deal with it here.
Mr. Icarus, please help Mr. Conroe deal with the trouble here. Contact us at any time if anything unusual happens.
Understood.
Domain 9. Surely, have you heard of that?
I haven't. The heirs of Ida don't have any records of it either.
It seems like gray space entities have wreaked havoc on their homeland, too.
Like Vera, we have a common goal then.
Yes, hopefully we can resolve this smoothly.
This is strange. I can't detect what's going on inside the cave at all.
Is it possible that the signals in this area have been affected? I think Miss Lin mentioned that the Marsoid ore at the bottom of the sea can interfere with signal transmission.
Then those patrol droids were definitely responsible for detecting abnormalities in the signal dead zone.
Let's go and take a look inside these caves.
This is a lair built by Hatchers.
What a headache. Inner seems to be in a more dangerous situation than I thought.
Maybe it's the same in other caves. This must be one of the places which the gray space entities come from.
This group of gray space entities is hiding in a blind spot where their signals can't be detected. Is it a coincidence, or did someone instruct them to do this? Not only that, the patrol droids nearby haven't sent any warnings to Inners either. Or they may have, but the warnings were cut off by the interference, just like the detection signals.
You mean that there are disguisers and Inners participating in the conspiracy?
We need more clues before we can reach a conclusion.
Yes, we'd better do some research first. Go to Miss Wan Ling to learn more detailed information about these patrol droids first. What should we do with these gray space eggs? Destroy them now?
It's unclear exactly how many gray space entities are hidden here right now. It's best not to do anything rash.
Then let's go back to Inners for now.
Miss Wanling, we found traces of gray space entity activity in the waters around Inners.
The nearby waters? Perhaps you've discovered a blind spot in our daily inspections. Could you please provide the detailed location data?
The lair of the gray space entities is inside the Marzoid ore cave in the waters around Inners.
Isn't that under the patrol droid supervision? We never received any relevant feedback.
Because of this, we want to confirm the specific patrol and defense details of Inners.
I'll check the relevant records.
Don't leak this confidential information to unrelated persons. I've got it, and we'll look into it right away.
Madam Fiona told me earlier that I must fully cooperate with both of you. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Since this is Madam Fiona's order, I'll fully cooperate.
Mr. Lucius, a captain of the security force, is in charge of deploying patrol forces in the waters around Inners.
In addition to performing routine inspections of the waters around Inners, the patrol droids will repeatedly survey some key areas based on the feedback from the Mook Squad. Lucius adjusts the patrol droid's inspection route every week according to the Mook Squad's findings. Only he, myself, and Madam Fiona know the specific arrangements.
However, he's been on sick leave for the past 2 weeks, so Roy and I have taken the duty of arranging the routes. We completed the handover not long ago. Madam Fiona, we've lost contact with Mook Squad.
Where did things go wrong?
I understand. Thank you.
How do gray space entities avoid the patrols of droids and the Mook Squad?
We'll go ask Icarus and the others.
Mr. Icarus, we want to learn more about the Mook Squad patrol plan. Can you explain it to us?
Yes, and we can discuss other relevant developments. Our patrol plan usually focuses on searching the areas where gray space entities are active based on their signals, unless Archon Fiona has other things in mind. The activity of gray space entities is usually illogical. We can only expand the scope of our investigation as much as possible and try not to miss any suspicious locations. Shiro will focus on areas where she hasn't set up any detectors. She usually acts independently. But Annie has made some unexpected discoveries recently.
It's like this. I wasn't able to catch many gray space entities in the few days that the captain was away. They seem to be hiding from me. Ugh. I keep coming away empty-handed. I'm so angry.
Are the gray space entities avoiding any? Melania, what do you think?
When I was patrolling with Miss Annie, it was really, yes, a strange phenomenon.
It's like they were trying to lure me away on purpose. and they all scattered when I was about to catch up to them. Ugh, they better hope I don't get my hands on them! Melania proposed that we should launch separate attacks, so we gave it a try. But I don't know if the result of this experiment means anything.
Well, when I patrolled alone, the gray space entities seemed to have lost the target they were focusing on.
Come on. Am I really the one that scared away all those gray space entities?
Yeah. We heard Archon Fiona say something about how gray space entity behavior has been more purposeful recently.
Is there something special about Annie that the gray space entities have noticed? Or is it... Annie, do you remember who performed the modifications on you when we came to Inars?
I think that's a technician from the security force. What's her name again? It's Nara. What's up?
You mean when...
Could it have something to do with Annie's previous upgrades?
So what?
Annie seemed to have gained many new capabilities after that upgrade, allowing her to receive gray space entity signals more accurately. Is it possible that the gray space entities are using this against us?
Does it have positioning features or something?
That's possible. But Miss Nara didn't mention this when she explained things to us. Did she just forget? Or is there another reason? We'll need to ask her about the specific details.
Yes, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Oh. Director Glenn just left, and now we have 2 fresh faces. Let me... I'm so tired. Work has been so busy. I see. This technical work is tough on the mind. One word from Director Glenn and I have to work overtime for several days. Director Glenn? Shouldn't it be Mr. Lucius? That talented tech department head came here to oversee the work. Didn't he just come up with a way to improve the patrol droids? Now he has a bunch of new ideas for our information receiving system. It's easy for him to give the order. We have to work overtime for many days. What's the matter? I don't have much free time because he's about to verify the functions personally.
I heard you were responsible for tuning and upgrading Annie from the Mook Squad?
Mook Squad? Oh, I was the one who handled that. That girl is quite interesting. That combat chip that she equipped is amazing. It's probably some of my best work. Seriously, it's so cool.
Sorry for interrupting you. You also gave her a positioning feature, right?
Was there such a thing? I'm not too sure then. We just improved and upgraded the systems according to Director Glenn's instructions. Maybe my clearance level is too low to know that she was given GPS features. Yes, that must be it. What? Is there something wrong with this function now? Geez,
The more troublesome the integration function, the easier it is for something to go wrong. If only I knew.
No, everything is fine. We're just making sure.
So long as there's no problems.
Can we check the location information of the Mook Squad from here?
I'm afraid that won't work. You see, I don't know anything about it. This must be classified information that only those designated by Archon Fiona can see.
Can you tell me about the improvements made to the patrol droids in more detail?
I can't disclose the specific technical details. In short, with the strict quality control of our talented head, you don't have to worry about these patrol droids.
Well, Archon Fiona is planning on testing the performances of a random batch of patrol droids.
Huh? Is this an urgent request from Archon Fiona? Then I'll deal with this first and send the report later. That should be all for now, right? I'll get busy then.
We found many clues, but we don't seem to have enough to identify a specific candidate.
Let's share what we have with Archon Fiona first.
Executor, Shirley, you're here. We were just discussing the situation of Domain 9 with Miss Lon. Seems that you've also brought lots of important intel.
Archon Fiona, we found a Hatcher lair in the Marzoid ore cave in the waters around Inners.
Hatcher? Is it a type of gray space entity that has catalytic abilities? Sure enough. They're here on Vera too.
I remember that place is a blind spot in the detection of gray space entities' signals. We specially arranged patrol droids to conduct daily inspections there.
But based on the current situation, Inners hasn't received any warning about them.
Could someone have hidden the warning messages?
In addition, we've also found other unusual behavior related to gray space entities. The Mook Squad told us that some gray space entities seem to be deliberately attracting their attention to make them change their patrol route. They would lure the Mook Squad to a suspicious location and leave before they arrived, often making any go there for nothing.
This undoubtedly reduces the search efficiency by a lot. But it sounds like the gray space entities could keep track of the whereabouts of the Mook Squad.
Yes, we suspect that this may be related to the positioning system on Eni.
Huh? Are you saying... This is a very serious accusation, given that not many people know about this.
Archon Fiona! I've got something extremely important to report. The behavioral logic of the patrol droids you commanded was modified. They now see all gray space entities as harmless sea creatures.
I understand. Recall all the patrol droids now and correct all the errors in their behavioral logic.
Yes, Lieutenant Roy is already working on this. I'll go and help him now.
It's time for everyone to discuss this together.
Looks like you already have an answer.
Glenn, has there been any progress in the analysis of the abnormal signals Miss Shiro found?
Archon Fiona, you don't need to worry about that. It's just something caused by the normal activities of marine creatures. I don't think we should waste our effort on meaningless research.
Oh? The abnormal signals have nothing to do with the gray space entity's activity? Do you have any evidence of that?
Their activities just happen to coincide with those of gray space entities.
Or did you mistake the activity of gray space entities for the activity of normal creatures? After all, I just learned that the behavioral logic of the patrol droids has been maliciously tampered with, leading them to identify gray space entities as marine creatures. Lucius, what do you think?
What? I didn't know anything about this. When did it? It must be a hacker. Maybe someone with ulterior motives hacked into the droid's management intranet. I'll investigate this matter thoroughly now. That's right. Maybe it was my negligence.
The situation is so tense that any loophole may become a fatal weakness. Lynn told me earlier that they found a type of gray space entity called Disguiser, which has the ability to parasitize humans. The host will become the puppet of the gray space entities. Maybe it was this Disguiser who secretly destroyed the defenses of Inners.
Puppet of the gray space entities. I got it. I figured it out. You've intentionally overwritten the patrol droid's judgment on gray space entities by tampering with their behavioral logic. As a result, they wouldn't find any enemies, no matter how many times they patrolled the hazardous areas. During the 2 weeks when you were sick, your evil plan could still be carried out covertly, even if we took over your work. No. You actually are pretending to be sick. If anyone traces it back to you, that sick leave would be your best excuse.
Roy. Roy, you're being reckless. We've been blinded by the facade. That's exactly what the Disguisers want.
It was my mistake.
What is Glenn's condition? Will the Disguiser have any adverse effects on him?
He should wake up soon, but he still needs to be isolated and observed for a period of time.
Okay. Wanling, please take care of him. The previous reports of the patrol droids are completely meaningless now. We need to conduct new investigations on what's really going on in that area.
Okay. Leave this to us.